She thought the scream in the rain was just a storm, until she saw the word "saw" written from the inside of her window. The rain fell in heavy sheets, tapping against windows like impatient fingers. Street lights flickered in the storm, casting long, distorted shadows on the pavement. On a night like this, people stayed indoors, tucked beneath blankets, unaware of the horror unraveling just a few blocks away. But for Amelia, the storm wasn't the scariest part. It was what she saw through the cracked window across the street. Amelia lived alone on the edge of town in a crumbling Victorian house her grandmother had left her. She often found comfort in rainy nights. The sound helped her sleep. But tonight felt different. The thunder boomed louder, and the wind carried something more than just the cold. It carried scream. She had just poured a cup of tea when she heard it, shrill, sharp, and suddenly silenced. Heart racing, she rushed to the window. Across the street, in the house that had sat vacant for months, a single light burned in the upper window. She squinted, wiping the condensation from the glass. Then she saw it. A man stood in the upstairs room, his face obscured by the rain-streaked glass. Behind him, something, slumped to the floor. A trail of dark liquid followed. Amelia staggered back, heart pounding in her chest like a drum. She fumbled for her phone, but hesitated. Who would believe her? That house had been abandoned since the fire 2 years ago. Nobody ever returned. The rain intensified, and so did her unease. Minutes dragged by, the light in the window never dimming. Then, as if responding to her thoughts, the light abruptly went out. The house plunged into darkness. And that's when she heard the creak of her front porch. Someone was out there. Amelia's breath hitched. She tiptoed to the door and pressed her ear against it. The sound of wet boots squelching onward sent chills down her spine. The doorknob jiggled. Then silence. She backed away slowly, gripping the fireplace poker with trembling hands. A sharp knock. Then another. She turned toward the living room window. Written in the fog on the inside of the glass in crude, dripping letters was one word: saw. Amelia gasped. Someone had been inside all along. When the police arrived, Amelia had vanished. No forced entry, no footprints, but hers. Across the street, in the burnt-out house, a single room remained untouched by time. A dusty mirror stood inside, and in its reflection, a soaked man stared back, holding a note. The note read, "Next time, close your curtains." Now, whenever it rains, someone else disappears, and the knocking always returns.